Dustin to stay here after this meeting's over with. We'll have groups 1 and 2 up here stage at 10 minutes to 5. Thank you very much.
Well. Blythe Deckman. Blythe, I don't think I've had you on a camera in I don't know how long, back from your days at I-70, but here we are at the Chili Bowl.
It's been a few years.
It's been a few years. And a few kids.
Yep, 3.
3 kids. But my understanding is you kind of put this thing together for Dustin, and man, what a project, that's all I can say.
Yeah, Dustin and I came to our first Chili Bowl together January of '05. And had Bristol October of '05, and we've been to every Chili Bowl since except last year. And I was pregnant, and I told him I cannot do the fumes, I can't do it, I'm just going to stay home. And of course he said, well, I'll stay home with you. And I said, no, you're going to go and have fun. And so he ended up staying home with me, and I just really wanted to pay him back for that. He's an awesome husband to do that with me.
Yeah.
And I know his dream is to race at the Chili Bowl. He's told me that from, whenever we were here our first race together in '05. And I just really want to make that happen. And we've talked about it. I know that Rick Beebe, very close friend of ours, drove for Tim and Brian a few years back at Kemper. And I knew all he had to do was give him a call and say, hey, with a few sponsorship bucks, we can get this going. And Rick made a call on our behalf. Of course, he knows, that Dustin would do the team proud. And he was all for it, and Tim called us and said, hey, if you want it, the ride's yours, just send a deposit. And we did that day, and here we are. It's January already.
Okay, that brings us up to today and tonight, and I know you're just a little bit nervous, it seems like.
I am nervous.
First of all, does this nervousness that you're feeling, does it in any way compare to what you felt when you were driving? I mean, were you nervous before you went out on the track?
Way far over and beyond. I mean, he's got the top eyes and open wheel racing here looking at him tonight, and he knows that. I think he's a lot less nervous than I am, but I think that's probably because he's, just came out of a race car a few months ago, and he knows these guys expect a little bit out of him, but they reassure him every day, we'll be fine. He got a good draw tonight. We're so happy he's going to start second row inside of third heat race. Which, if he was on the pole, I'd be a little worried because, there's only one place to go from there. But he does well when he starts second, third rows on passing points. And, I'm confident in him. I'm very confident in him. And I think the guys here, too, are Brian Clauson Racing are very confident in his ability and his accomplishments in a modified. They know that it can be transitioned to this. So, nerves, yeah, they're going, but they're slowly dying. I'll be ready to calm down after that heat race. Once I see him out there wheel to wheel, I'll be all right.
I don't know exactly how to say this. I don't want to say hit, but it's kind of like in football or whatever. You get that first hit, and then the nerves go away, and you're ready to go after.
Yeah, it's that first, wheel bump out here. This is a tight racetrack, and obviously these cars are little, but it's Kevin Swindell's lining up 2 rows behind him on the inside, so you know what, we're going to get to see what he's made of.
Now, I talked to Dustin about his expectations. How about you? What do you think would be a good night for Dustin?
An excellent, superb night tonight would be for him to make the A-main just tonight. Obviously, there's a lot of people that come down here and can't even get that done, so if he can just hold on. Basically, Tim said these cars are, if you just give it 80%, of your ability, these cars will drive themselves. So I know Dustin will give it that much. So I'm very confident in him. As long as he's just respectable, which I know he will be. But just come out of here and say, I did it to the best of my ability, and something we can tell our kids down the road.
Yeah. Boy, I hear you there. That'd have to be quite a thrill to even tell your grandchildren. But Blythe, I appreciate you taking your time and telling us how you're feeling.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes. And I'm like you, man. I hope he can do the best he can, and we'll see him in the A-main.
We got to make those Midwest modified guys proud.
There you go. I told him earlier I didn't want to put any pressure on him, but I said I know everybody in Kansas City's thinking about you tonight.
And beyond. We've had a lot of the USMTS regulars stop by and say, hey, congratulations, do the best you can. Todd Staley's been on the phone with him a few times in this process, and we got a lot of support down here.
All right, well, appreciate your comments, and like I say, we'll probably talk to Dustin after the heat race.
Very good, thank you, Mike.
Here at the Chili Bowl with Dustin Boney. Dustin, I know you haven't had a real big chance to go out there and feel that car out. But I understand maybe 14, 15 laps?
Yeah, we got about 12, 13 laps on Monday. You know, surrounded by a great bunch of guys. You know, they got a lot of confidence in me, and I got a lot of confidence in them. They're going to put me in about the best race car there is here, you know, in the field probably tonight. And so we'll just kind of see what happens.
I was going to say, you got this young boss here, this Brian Clauson, 21 years old, man. I mean, the guy's just about done it all this year, midget driver of the year. But like you say, bringing some really good equipment in here. But I know interview or something, I saw you in there earlier, you were talking about how you thought it might be comparable to drive to a modified. What's your thoughts now that you've actually got out there and done it?
Well, I was told it's easier to drive than a modified, but after doing it, it's totally different. You know, I've never drove nothing under 2,400 pounds. The horsepower to weight ratio on these deals is just amazing, you know, but we'll get it figured out. The biggest thing is your heat race really just kind of determines the whole Chili Bowl and how things go. You know, if we can finish in the top 4 of our heat race, we'll put us in a qualifier for tonight, and we'll have to go through a C-main. That's our goal, so hopefully we can get that done, and after that, you know, more laps, it won't take me too long, hopefully, to get it down, and we'll just hopefully progress forward as the night goes along. I
was going to say, I know you're not really coming in here with high expectations, but it's something you always wanted to do and try. So, like I say, going out there and just do the best you can?
Yeah, that's the plan. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You got to have a lot of luck in this deal, and that's, you know, hopefully we got a good draw, so that's starting the night off right. You know, it's just you go out and maintain position, run all the laps. If you run all the laps, surely we can finish up in the top 4 in our heat race and kind of go along. You know, obviously we want to do the best we can because this is kind of a chance of a lifetime. You don't get these opportunities too many times in your life. So I want to try and capitalize on my you know, my opportunity here. Yeah. So hopefully it all works out. If it doesn't, we'll mark it down as a fun week and go back to work on Monday.
Yeah. You know, I think one guy that everybody kind of thinks of with the Chili Bowl and somebody that's not in that realm of midgets or sprint cars is probably Tim McCready, who actually won this rascal one year. And so I guess you have to really keep that in the back of your mind. There is that possibility. Yeah.
I mean, it was real slick the year he won it, and he actually drove it like a late model. He drove it real straight, you know. And these things here, you got to have them sideways most of the time for the cars to work right and get your corner entry right. And you know, so definitely keep that in the back of my mind. I've seen guys that race sprint cars, and, you know, so on and so forth, and they come down and they struggle. So it's not an easy deal, but if you got to have a little bit of luck and surround yourself by some good people like I had this week and get a good car, anything's possible.
I was going to say, I don't think Kansas's ever had a good run down here that I know of.
No, I don't.
Several times, but all I can tell you is have some fun, and maybe we'll get a chance to talk to you after your heat race. And I don't want to, you know, bother you what all you're doing, but I know everybody in Kansas City's thinking about what's going on here tonight, and all I can say is have some fun.
Thank you, I appreciate it, Mike.
Here with Brian Clauson. Man, what a year, Brian. You've been doing great this year. USAC Driver of the Year, Midget Driver of the Year. You won Belleville for the 2nd time. Turkey Night. Man, you've been getting it this year.
Yeah, it was a good year for us. We were able to pick up the USAC Midget Championship along with the National Drivers Championship and a host of others. But you know, repeating at Belleville and Turkey Night was really special for us, and it was just a big year. And we set out and did a lot of good things, and you know, it was fun, and just had a blast.
Answer me this if you can. How does a guy get to that at 21 years of age? Did you start racing when you were 6 or something?
Yeah, I started racing when I was 5. But, I mean, I don't really know. It's not definitely not an easy road. Been a lot of places and done a lot of racing.
Yeah.
And some good, some not so good, but just the path we traveled, I guess. It's been fun. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's been a blast, and I don't know, I've been fortunate enough to get to do some cool things at a young age, and it's kind of all led to this.
One of the really big questions I want to ask you for tonight, one of our local guys, Dustin Boney, is going to be driving one of your midgets here tonight, and that's got to be a little nervy, I would think. I mean, I don't know, what are we talking about here? 45,000, something like that?
Yeah, something around there. I mean, it just depends on everything, but you know, it's exciting. You know, he's obviously a very prominent modified driver. A bit different than what we do, but that's what the Chili Bowl's all about, is bringing in the best from every realm and letting them go at it all under one roof. So that's what's cool about the Chili Bowl, and you know, he did a great job in practice the other day, and you know, I know he's been nervous and looking forward to you know, Friday night here, and we'll see how he does. It's just all about having fun. You know, that's the biggest thing, is just going out and having a ball, and you know, just enjoying the experience.
How many crew members does it take for a deal like this? Of course, you're only running one car a night until tomorrow.
Yeah, we only run one car a night until tomorrow, so it's not too bad. We got 5 or 6 total probably, and you know, tomorrow, you know, they'll all be busy, but you know, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Now, I know you will, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. You going to go watch this race?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's yeah, we ran Tuesday night and locked ourselves in, so we've been studying every night and watching and learning, and we've had a car going each night, so that's been fun to kind of partake in.
Well, Brian, you know, one of the things I've always considered as a big deal here at the Chili Bowl is to come in here with momentum, and man, you're really coming in with it this year. So, of course, Loyette had it last year, and nothing developed there, but you're coming in with a lot of momentum this year, and you know, everything's upbeat. I think that really helps a guy up here in the head.
Yeah, you know. It really hasn't done much for me in the past. You know, we've had about as good as years as we can the last 2 years coming into this deal, and have been absolutely just terrible here. Haven't made a show for 3 years, so you know, this place will bring you back down to earth real quick. But we were able to do our job Tuesday night and run like we should, and locked ourselves in for Saturday.
All right. Appreciate you talking with us, and one thing I wanted to tell you, I can't remember whether I told you this during Indiana Speed Week or night, but your grandmother gave me a seat one night up in the stands, and you know how packed those races are at Indiana Speed Week, but she was very nice, and I appreciate that, and I thank her. But also thank you for the opportunity for Dustin to get to ride here. And
it's you know, like I said, it's what the Chili Bowl's all about, is bringing the best from every venue into one roof, and you know, he's obviously done a great job getting to this point, and you know, it's going to be an exciting one for us.
All right, Brian Clauson, man, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Dustin Boney in his heat race, starting second row. Leonard Schurenberg down front. Last year's champion, Sammy Swindell, back in the back row.
Got that